All right, y'all. Good morning, and how are you, faithful Captain Niner, coming to you with some Captain and Coffee morning report for May 20th, 2025. And there's not, well, I mean, we already talked about the whole Fred Warner getting an extension yesterday. Looks like this morning we're just going to talk about some of the other stuff that's gone on in general this offseason. And for anyone who says that the 49ers do not spend money, you're wrong. For one, it's been this way where they've spent money before. We have some of the highest paid players at their positions for a while now. I mean, hell, it all started back with Jimmy. Jimmy was the highest paid quarterback for a season, I believe. And then like 6 weeks later that year, the next off season, that contract went down to being like a middle of the pack quarterback, which is probably what Brock's going to look like. Kind of a situation where it looks like it's really high right now, but I mean it's only like seventh right now, but it'll go down low quicker. We've paid Trent as the best linebacker or the best left tackle in the game. We have now paid Fred Warner twice as the best running or linebacker in the game. We are paying George Kittle as the best tight end in the game. I'm not sure where CMC, but we've given CMC some money. We've given Deommodore Lenoir some money. We even gave some to Ward before him, Travarius Ward. We gave him a ton of money. So, we made Nick Bosa the highest paid defensive player in the NFL. So anyone saying that the 49ers do not spend money isn't paying attention. And because Jed has opened up the pocketbooks on many occasions to get some of these guys in here and to keep many of these guys in here. Has it always worked out? No, obviously it has not. So far, the most obvious one being the BA signing. That one hasn't worked out. That's also because of the whole trade situation or the injury situation. The Debo one didn't necessarily work out, and obviously Debo's now with the Commanders. But I mean, if you look at this offseason in general, I don't understand how people aren't getting good vibes so far from this offseason. We caught the people that we lost were all overpriced, overpaid, older guys. What do we bring in? We had 11 draft picks in the draft, and we brought in younger guys who were, younger, cheaper, and had more upside than what we had already. Every draft pick that we brought in has an upside for what they're quote unquote replacing. So again, that's a lot of the way a lot of these teams are being built now. You play, 10, 12 players, and then everything else you build through the draft with young, cheap talent. And that's the way this team is going. I mean, look at the Rams pretty much flipped their season around in 1 year doing the exact same thing. Now, we're not going to have like 42 rookies or whatever it was they brought to training camp, but we're still going to have a significant amount of young guys coming into the training camp this year. So, like I said, everything has been good this offseason. Now, obviously, that does not translate to shit when it comes to actual play coming next season. But for the first time in a good time, we're going to be going into a training camp or, into this quote-unquote the dead season here in a couple weeks where there's nothing, there's no drama. This person isn't holding out. That person isn't holding out. There's going to be no quarterback controversy. There's none of that. Everything's going to come. The only controversy we're going to have going into next year that I can see right now is when does BA come back? I've heard reports, a couple weeks ago were saying that, he's going to be back come week one or something ridiculous like that. I don't think he's going to be back week one. But anyways, that seems to be the biggest controversy, and it's really not a controversy in the fact that it's just when is he going to be ready? It's nice to go into this offseason. Yeah, it'll be a little bit boring because we're not going to have anything to talk about for the most part unless we break down the breakdowns of the breakdowns again, which, you know what I mean? The people that want to do that, go right ahead. More power to you. I'm going to go on my whole 6-8 week vacation thing. I'm just not going to do any content at all. But, I mean, it's going to be nice not knowing this kind of stuff. I mean, at this point now, what's left? Maybe we get an extension for Juwan Jennings. I think that's the only one that's really left that we could extend, and I really hope we extend Juwan. Other than that, everybody seems to be fine. Contract-wise, we should be okay. So, again, enjoy the good vibes of the good vibes of this offseason so far. Like I said, we have hit – I know a lot of people are freaking out because of the amount of talent that we lost in the draft and whatnot, but we brought in so much more talent that's so much cheaper in the draft, and I meant that we lost the free agency and whatnot. So again, enjoy the offseason so far. It's been a great offseason. Good job by Kyle, Jed, and John, taking care of all that kind of stuff. And a lot of it probably has to also go do with Saleh being back in the building. So, congratulations to those guys. Good job. I'm not sure what flipped the book. Again, maybe it's just Saleh being around, pushing all that stuff. So, All right, everybody, go kick Tuesday's ass. Not sure if we're doing a show this afternoon with Niner Faithful Radio. We will see how TJ is doing with his personal stuff that he's got going on. But until then, Faithful, 5 for Level.